Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe and let's get into it. So yeah, today we are flying out the F-14 Tomcat, the oldest or the one of the most iconic fourth generation aircraft that we have in game and in real life. And I'm sorry about that noise. I'm trying to cover something is going on out there, but still. Yeah, it was changed. The BR was changed, as you know. A lot of the aircraft were changed to basically 12.0. So the F-16 especially and the MiG-29. Actually, just the two of them. But still, the F-14 was actually changed as well to 11.7, which was kind of weird. A lot of people were kind of complaining about it because it is one of the best aircraft out there. The MLD is still an aircraft that it is 11.3. The Mirage 2000 is still 11.3. So it was just a weird BR change. I think it was, like it was in a general right direction of these changes, but some of them were just weird choices. And the F-14 is one of them with the 11.7 BR. I don't think it's particularly bad or good enough to be lower or higher. I think definitely not lower than that. The 11.7 is the absolute minimum that this aircraft should be right now. But I don't know if it should be 12.0, man. Leave it in the comments also if you agree with that or not. If the F-14 should be at 12.0, because I don't know. It feels like the F-14 and the MiG-29 they are just better than the F-14, the F-16 and the MiG-29. I mean. And what the F-14 has is actually people knowing how to use it together with another minor thing that it is the teams. So as you see here, we see a lot of teams. I mean, look at the aircraft that I killed. MiG-23s, Phantoms FGR-2s in the other team, as you see, some F-16s, some MiG, some fourth generation. But in general, it is most... it's a lot of F4s, a lot of MiG-23s, a lot of aircraft like that. And in my team, it was filled 100% almost with F-14s and F-16s. So I think that's the main reason why the F-14 feels so good, is the teams. They're always working together and they're always really nice working together. And people are used to using the F-14. There is another thing that you can count on that as well, right? These two factors mean that the aircraft feels a lot better than it actually is. I think in a 1v1, especially the F-16 and the MiG-29 can both deal with the F-14 pretty easily in a dogfight. In the BVR, obviously, it depends. The MiG-29 has less missiles and a less semi-capable radar. I mean, it's as capable as, but you know, it has a little bit less range, but the blind speeds are a little bit better with the MiG-29. And the F-16, it just has like half the range that the radar on the F-14 has, with less blind speeds as well. So each of these aircraft have its own way to deal with things, and they are completely different aircraft, right? I just think that depending on the playstyle that you normally would do, one of these will be best suited for you. So for example, if you like heavier aircraft with a lot of BVR missiles and just overall harder aircraft to fly in the sense of performance, the F-14 will be your aircraft. An aircraft that, if mastered, it can be better than both the others, but still it has some lacking features that, like the blind speeds and just overall lack of good IR missiles, that it makes the aircraft kind of has its problems. But it will work with people that like to play with aircraft like such as the F4, for example, aircraft that are heavier and stuff. For people that are in the middle ground, I think the MiG-29 is perfect. It is amazing at BVR with its R-27ER. Has a very good missiles, IR missiles with the R-60M. I know it's complicated sometimes, but if you use it correctly, it's a very good missile, especially in dogfights and such. And also, the F-16 would be the other end of that stick, right? It would be basically an evolution of an F5. So very light, still do BVR, but a more limited BVR, but still it can do. But the main focus of the aircraft would be lightweightness and dogfighting capabilities. So with the IR missiles and stuff. So depending on the way that you like to play, one of these aircraft will play it better for you. For my sake is the F-16 and the MiG-29. Both of them suit my play style. And the F-14 sometimes I have troubles dealing with. But it doesn't mean that the F-14 is bad. As I said, we are used to flying it, and together with a lot of these other F-4 generations flying together with you in your team, it does help a lot, right? So yeah, I still think that it could be a 12.0 just to help a little bit more on the uncompressing side of things, but only if the other aircraft, such as the MLD and the Mirage 2000, as I said before, be raised to 11.7, because before that there's no reason to it. It is just going to be nothing too major, and yeah, it's complicated. I don't know. We will have to wait until we see more of this fourth generation, when we see F-15s, Su-27s, other MiGs, and other F-16s and other aircraft like that, or even maybe more advanced F-14s. We will probably have a better understanding of where the F-14 should be like in here. As I said, the performance of it is a very much a 70s aircraft, so it lacks a lot of the things that the F-16 and the MiG-29 have. But it's overall one of those aircraft that is top of the line, kind of very expensive aircraft, right? So even though it is an older aircraft, it still has these things that helps a lot, like the range on the AIM-54s, as you see here. Even though I'm going to miss all of those shots, it helps a little bit having that. The radar is a very powerful one, even though it's a very old radar, so it has its problems as well. The weight of the aircraft, it's a heavy aircraft. The engines are a little bit underpowered in certain situations. So overall, it is an aircraft that, even though it is a fourth generation aircraft, it's a very early one. So I still think that, in my personal opinion, I think the 11.7 is fine for now. But we will have to wait. As I said, the 12.0, it wouldn't change too much of the BR and the way that these aircraft is flying. But in a sense of performance, it can be 12.0, it can be 11.7. It won't change much, but it makes sense that it is an 11.7 right now. It is a little bit harder to fly than an F-16 and then MiG-29 as well, and that makes it as a worse aircraft in a certain area, right? As I said, I still think that it's more due to the way that everybody is actually kind of used to the F-14. We had the F-14 for almost a year right now, or like half a year, and the more we go into the future, MiG-29s and F-16s, people will get used to that as well. And the more we go into that future, with people getting used to those aircraft and the performance of those aircraft, and plus the addition of more fourth generation aircraft, the age on this aircraft, on the F-14, will show a little bit more. It's just how things are. It is the same thing that happened with the EJ Kai. Eventually, it got so old that right now it needs AIM-9Ls and AIM-7Fs to actually be kind of competitive. The MLD is already starting to show a little bit of its age against the F-16 with the performance. The MiG-21 passed through that. Every aircraft in the game passed through that, right? The age of the aircraft starts to show whenever you have a more advanced generation of aircraft being added, right? With more performance, with more radars, with more BVR, with better missiles, everything just becomes a lot easier to deal with. And these aircraft don't have a room to go, only downwards in the BR. So I think 11.7 it's fine for now, at least. We'll have to wait. I still think that we need more 4th generation to actually take a proper look. As I said, there is so little 4th generation that are being flown. So we have these type of matches that we have a lot of 4th generation sometimes against not that many, which means that sometimes we just lose for the team itself, right? So once we get more, we get MiG-29 for the Germans, F-15s for the Japanese, overall more 4th generations, Su-27s, F-15s, aircraft like that will make it so that it's a little bit more balanced in the team's perspective of numbers of 4th generation and technology, right? And once we get to that, the F-14 will show its true face of being a really 70s aircraft, and we will need a more advanced for F-14, right? But still, I think it's fine at 11.7. I know a lot of people disagree with me, so leave it in the comments. What are your reasons for that? Because I am trying to understand why people think these aircraft is that good. Because I still think that the F-16 and the MiG-29 are easier to fly, just overall better in a performance. Of course, the F-14 has its perks. Having 6 sparrows is always nice, but also it has many problems dealing with those aircraft. If the MiG-29 or the F-16 know a little bit of their aircraft, the F-14 has literally no chance. You know, so most people don't know yet. They're still getting used to the aircraft, and it will take time, but eventually we will get there. So yeah. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is the last kill that I got, the cannon. Always a nice kill to get. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers until the end of the year. And I hope you see you again here. And bye, guys. See ya in the next one. Bye. See ya.